Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. You're here today for another planning related video, but it's not going to be a plan with me this time. Instead it's going to be a flip through of my new 2019 Classic Happy Planner, which I'm very excited about. It's a little bit premature perhaps, since it's only just the 1st of October today. It was actually technically September when I ordered this, but I'm very excited and I wanted to make sure that I got one whilst they still had some in stock. I ordered through a British-based website called Hey Little Magpie, which is where I got my one from last year, and it cost about £25 with like £3.95 of postage, and I ordered it at like 10 PM on Thursday night and it arrived on Saturday in the first post. So her delivery, or their delivery, is super fast. There's not a ton of places where you can get the Happy Planner stuff in the UK, so she doesn't have the full range, but that's fine. There's still quite a few on there if you are wanting to take a look, but it is really difficult to try and get Happy Planner in the UK. And when I looked on the Me and My Big Ideas website to look at their full range, and I looked into potentially ordering it from their actual website, the postage was going to be something like $40 on a $30 planner, so it just seemed completely ridiculous. So I had to wait for the launch to come out and for the planners to appear on the Hey Little Magpie website, and then I just wanted to go ahead and order it in case they went out of stock. So the planner that I have is the Classic Happy Planner, and it's called Mod Greenery, which I think is a bit of a weird name. I think a lot of their names are actually kind of weird, but I kind of get what they're talking about. So it's full of greenery, but then also a lot of geometric designs as well, which makes it modern, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's 2019 January to December, and it's a vertical layout, which is what I've been using this year, so that's kind of what I'm used to. And I just thought that I would do a flip through showing what the planner looks like. I personally prefer more seasonal designs, and certainly the planner that I have now is very pink, very floral, but it is seasonal, and this isn't, so it was a bit of a shift for me. But some of their designs I really dislike, and as I said, they don't have the full range of some of the other ones on the Hey Little Magpie website, so this was the kind of the best of what I could get my hands on, and I do like it, and I'll just have to use my stickers and stuff, washi tape, etc. to make it a bit more seasonal. So the front cover says "Enjoy the Wild Ride." I sometimes find this squiggly handwriting a bit hard to read, and it kind of looks more like "Enjoy the Wild Guide" to me, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say "ride." And it does have gold writing and then gold little dots all over the green leaves. And then the back, I think it's just the leaves and the logo. So the front cover on the, the cover on the inside is this black and white geometric design which appears throughout the planner, and it's a mix of this geometric design and then also the greenery and the leafiness. So there's a little message here from the Happy Planner team, which I can't bother to read. So the "Hello, this planner belongs to" page is very green, and I quite like this kind of gradient, kind of watercolourish design. I quite like that. So this is the 2019 and 2020 calendar, I guess at a glance, for the full next 2 years. And so that's quite nice. I like this colour scheme and I like the font. I don't tend to use this too much, but I tend to just put circles around people's birthdays, but it's just quite nice to have. So on to January. So the page for January is the geometric, circly design. It looks kind of like tiles. I quite like these plain images sometimes, because then you can stick a photograph on here if you want to make it a bit more personal, and that's one way that I could make it a bit more seasonal. The January notes page says "January notes" with lines to put your notes, celebrating on a kind of grid, so I guess you would put birthdays and perhaps some other holidays there. They have picked out a couple of holidays here, so we've got January the 1st, New Year's Day, January 21st, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And then goals this month has a dot grid. I don't really know what I would put there, because I don't have goals for the month, apart from things like do laundry. I guess it's not really a goal for the month, just things I might want to get done, but I would probably tend to put them more in my notes section. But I don't know, maybe I can colour in the squares. Okay, so the monthly view is fairly plain. It's still got that green across the top, and the weekends are also shaded in green. I really wish that the week began on a Monday. I know it does on the weekly view, but not on the monthly view, and it drives me crazy because I want the weekend to be connected together. Because I personally, I work Monday to Friday now, and I have Saturday and Sunday off together, and I treat the weekend as one kind of block where stuff might happen. Anyway, that's just me. But I do find it really weird that the monthly starts on a Sunday and the weekly starts on a Monday. I just find that kind of odd. You have a notes section down the left-hand side, and then those 2 dates that were picked out on the January notes page, New Year's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day, are also on your monthly view. It is an American company, so they are more American holidays. We don't celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the UK, and there may be other things that you would celebrate in the UK, like Burns Night, for example, if you're in Scotland, which is at some point in January, I believe. Those things, I'm quite glad that they're kind of subtle, because I can cover that up if I don't particularly need it on there or want it on there. I don't mind having it on there, but I'm not going to celebrate it. Anyway, on to January weekly view. So it has some leafy designs in the left-hand corner, and then it has the geometric design, which is quite similar from the inside front cover down the centre. And I do like that it does have some decoration down the centre, as well as in the corner. I quite like that, but apart from that, it is quite simple. There's dark green headers on all the boxes and green numbers across the days. And the little phrase down at the bottom is look good, feel good, be good. That doesn't really do anything for me, but maybe it does for other people. And then you have your January calendar there. And that's just what every page looks like. And every so often they'll have these phrases on the bottom. So better days are coming, they're called Saturday and Sunday. Which makes more sense to me than that previous one, but still it's not like earth-shattering, is it? Okay, so every page is just the same. So February, same layout for the notes section. This time it's Valentine's Day and President's Day that's been highlighted. And then this is the actual image for February, and it says live a life filled with love, and then it's on a leaf. Lots of L's. Live a life filled with love is quite appropriate for February because of Valentine's Day. I'm really just trying to get some seasonality out of the calendar. I'm probably seeing things that aren't really there. And then the monthly view is the same as January, and it's the same colours in the weekly as well. Although you do have a slightly different design down the centre. So this is kind of those peachy coloured dots that were knocking around earlier. So I'll just jump ahead to March. So March is more leaves, this kind of more photographic image, and it says, in difficult times, carry something beautiful in your heart, which apparently is a quote from Blaise Pascal. I don't know who that is, but it's a nice enough quote. And then we've got daylight saving times begins on March the 10th, which is probably not true in the UK, so don't be fooled, British people, they're lying to you. That's when it starts in America, I guess. And then the 17th of March is St. Patrick's Day. Okay, and then the weekly view has leaves down the centre. So April, my birthday month, so I'm always interested in what's on April. It's another geometric design. So I will just probably put a picture of something that happened last April. So we went to Paris for my birthday, so I might put a picture of Paris in there, which then makes it a bit more personal and a bit more seasonal. April Fool's Day, Passover and Easter are all marked on the calendar. And then in the weekly view, it's back to the geometric design in the centre. So this is May, and this is another one that I struggled to read when I was looking at it online, and I was pretty sure it said forge your own trail. I think now it might actually be forge your own trail, because forge your own trail makes no sense. But I'm going to read that permanently as forge your own trail. It is gold lettering with the gold dots on the kind of green watercolour gradient background. That's kind of similar from back at the beginning, I think, on this hello page. Mother's Day and Memorial Day are highlighted in May. We do not have Mother's Day in May in the UK, and I don't even know what Memorial Day is. Probably very important in America. So those are kind of irrelevant to me. And then the weekly view has those dots, so it kind of seems like they're repeating the design down the centre of the weekly view, which is fine. In June, it says good things are going to happen. And this is kind of seasonal, I suppose, because it does seem a bit summery, a bit jungly. I don't know why that's summery. June 16th, Father's Day, is actually the same in the UK, so that's good. And it has the leaves again down the centre of the June weekly section. So moving on to July, and July is another geometric design. This darker, I think because the tab is black as well, it just overall seems a bit darker. And then July the 4th, Independence Day, another American holiday that's been marked on the calendar. And it has the geometric design down the centre. So then moving on to August. Ooh, August is quite bright. I quite like that. We have nothing to lose and a world to see. Oh, I quite like that actually. I mean, again, really struggling to read the handwriting, but I do kind of like the quote. And I like the gold leaves as well as the green leaves, and there's also some white leaves as well. So it's quite a shiny, jazzy little monthly one there. And there's no holidays in August, apparently. It's a bit depressing. And then there's the peachy dots down the centre. September is a leaf. I quite like that actually. I quite like that design. I don't know about the white background and the black tab, but I do quite like the leaf. There's Labour Day and Patriot Day. Again, do we have Labour Day in the UK? Does anyone know? Comment below if you know if we have Labour Day. We don't spell it like that. Okay. The weekly view is leaves again, and do all things with kindness. Do it. October is another geometric design, although they have put this nice green swoosh, not swoosh, very straight rectangle down the left-hand side, which is a bit odd. I don't know if I like that green. Well, I've got a whole year to come to terms with it, I suppose. Columbus Day and Halloween are marked on the calendar. I don't know what Columbus Day is, but I do know what Halloween is, so that's fine. Yeah, some geometric design down the centre of the weekly view. Sometimes done is better than perfect. That has a full stop. Do the other ones have full stops? Yes, they do. It's all right. As long as it's consistent, you know. So, November. Now, November goes crazy because suddenly we have no leaves and no geometric design. We just have like a wooden table with white writing that says simpler is sweeter. Yeah. It's weird that it's simpler is sweeter when it's the most complicated font that's ever been invented ever, but whatever. Yeah, that's nice enough. Daylight saving time ends. No, it doesn't in the UK. Don't be fooled. Veterans Day, don't know what that is. Thanksgiving, we don't celebrate. November Weekly has the peachy dots. Don't wait for sleep to dream. There you go. And then December. Now, December to me, when I saw it online, was the big disappointment. So, it's fine. It's another photographic image of some leaves. It's very leafy, as you can probably tell. It says, great things never come from comfort zones. That's probably potentially true, although I don't really care, I don't think. These inspirational quotes don't necessarily really inspire me. I quite like my comfort zone. I guess people do. Yeah, it's just not Christmassy or wintry. It's not seasonal at all. I know it's not a seasonal diary, so I can't really complain too much, but I feel like I'm going to have to replace this page because it's just so not Christmassy or wintry. And I don't like the quote, and this one just upset me. I almost didn't buy it for this because of this, but I thought that was a bit silly because I can just change this to one of the other ones that I already have in my existing planner. And then just have to kind of rejig the monthly view. I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, the holidays are Hanukkah, Christmas Eve, Christmas and New Year's Eve. And then there's leaves down the centre. And then it does say, "'Tis the season to sparkle." So that is festive. Is there another festive one? "Merry everything and a happy always." So the quotes for December are kind of Christmassy. So if you don't celebrate Christmas, there's still a bunch of Christmas references. But if you do celebrate Christmas, it's not Christmassy. Is it just me that's bothered by that? Possibly. So it ends on the 5th of January, I guess, because the last week of December runs into January. But I quite like that because you don't just want it to stop on the 31st. You know, the Christmas festive period, you may have things going on, or you may just be going back to work like me. And on the last page, there is just a notes page. I probably could do with more than one notes page, but I do have some additional note paper that I've bought, which I can just add in, although it doesn't have this nice design on it. Yeah, and then the back cover is geometric again, and it says "Live Creatively" as a little logo-y doodad. So that is the planner. So I do like it, and I am looking forward to using it. It's going to be different than the planner that I have at the moment, which, as I said, is very pink, very floral, and quite seasonal. And it's different, slightly different colour each month. So I've been somewhat adjusting the colour of pen I use and the stickers that I use to try and match the colour scheme of the different months and weeks, whereas this is very green and it's all green. But that might actually work better because it's less effort, and I can just stick with green pen, which might be easier, just have one pen around. And I can just use my stickers to make it a bit more seasonal, add in some of my own photographs and perhaps replace that December page. But I do have 14 months before we get to December next year, so I have some time to plan it out. Anyway, this was my new Classic Happy Planner. I did also buy myself a mini Happy Planner, which I have not used before, and I thought that would be a good one to keep in my bag when I'm out, and this one will be a good one to keep at home, just as reference at home. So in my next video, I will do a flip through of my mini Happy Planner. But if you've liked this video, please like it, and if you would like to see more planner videos, please subscribe.